It's one of those days that so many of us remember exactly where we were when we heard the terrible news. Today is the 34th anniversary of the Polytechnique massacre. 14 young women were murdered by a gunman on December 6, 1989. Tonight in tribute, 14 light beams will illuminate the sky above Mount Royal. It's going to happen at 5:10 p.m., precisely the time the shooting first began. It is the 10th year that this is being done. Now, I said we all remember where we were. Well, Nathalie Provost was there. She is a survivor. She was shot 4 times that night. She's a spokesperson now for PolySeSouvient, PolyRemembers. It's a gun control group. And she joins us now. Thank you so much for your time today, Nathalie.
Good afternoon.
So 34 years later, I'm sure it's still very difficult to think about it and to relive this day. So I'm sorry to ask, but what was that day like for you?
The day itself, it went so it went so quickly. You know, you cannot really understand when you go from happiness to a very somber and dark day. So my memory of 34 years ago is vivid, is clear. But what I remember from myself is being very confused and not understanding. I thought I would be crazy after that. And it takes a long, long path to just recover stability and to recover from that.
Yeah, it's one of those, some things happen in your life that mark you and change you. This is an extreme example of that. This exactly. Must have changed who you are. Do you ever wonder what your life would have been like, who you might have been had this not happened to you? And I guess also the women who died, who they might have been.
It was such a game changer day in my life that it's very difficult to imagine what I would have been. 34 years later, I'm pretty. I don't want to seem pretentious, but I'm proud of what I've become.
Oh, you should be.
Considering what happened.
Yeah.
And I am sure that all my colleagues who died on that day would have had great life. But, life is a challenge. Life is difficult, and we never know what will happen to us. And what I know now for sure is that everyone has to face some great trials, and sometimes they are public and major, like what happened in Polytechnique, but sometimes it's just a personal trial that's awful and that we have to survive too. And I am amazed by the courage there is in every one of us when we have to face those big difficulties.
We're speaking with Nathalie Provost, a survivor of the Polytechnique massacre. And, when you say that you're proud of who you are, I mean, it's remarkable, Nathalie. It's amazing what you've done and how, there's talk of resilience and strength, but that you have turned this into a life mission to fight for gun control. So tell us a little bit about the work that you do with PolySeSouvient.
I don't do it by myself. We are a group, a much too small group, but we are a group involved, and it needs every one of them in order to be able to fight still after 34 years. Some of them are there from the first day. I was there, but I had to cope from myself, so I had to leave for a moment and for years. But now I'm back. But we wanted students, survivors, teachers from Polytechnique wanted to have a ban on assault-style weapons, and we're still fighting for that. And I think that it's not just a symbol; it's a belief that Canada can be a better place if we can get rid of those lethal weapons. We don't need them. in the streets. And, sometimes it helps to have a clear goal. And I think that our objective is so clear and is so important to us that it helped us fight. It gave us energy. It gave us the courage to be there still after 34 years.
It helps you heal.
Yes and no. It helps. It helps to stand in front of others. My own healing was mainly linked to my personal and intimate life with my kids, with my giving birth to my children. That was my healing path. But because of that family that's behind me, and because of the belief that we are doing something important, both helps me talking to you today, or being able to fight for better gun control. I need both.
Nathalie, do you have physical pain from having been shot 4 times, or is it just emotional pain primarily?
I had physical pain and it vanished. It's not major. I have small things, but my body knows that there's something strange. And now with those very excellent systems in the airplanes, they can detect that I have still some tiny parts of metal in my body, and
really?
I am detected as having something hidden, and I feel always very bizarre at the airport when it happens.
Yeah.
So there's many. In itself, it's nothing, or almost nothing, but it's moving each time. It reminds me of what happened.
Yeah, I was thinking of the circumstances. Sometimes you probably don't want to talk about it. You don't want to explain.
Yep, it happens. Some days I cannot.
And what about with your children?
Oh, they know. They know who I am. They know what happened, and they are also in their way. They gave me the will to be in front, to go back to tell my story. Mm-hmm. I remember when my oldest son was 12-year-old, there was a documentary on television, and that was about what happened in Polytechnique, and I was not in the documentary. And my son just told me, "Mama, why aren't you there?" I said, because I said everything I had to say. I would only repeat myself. And he told me, "But Mama, I don't know what you said." And I was amazed, and I realized that you have to repeat because people forget, but there's new people to tell the same story. And for them, it's new. So that's why since 2014, I'm back and I answer your questions directly.
Do you feel that this day is marked and remembered the way it should be? Do you feel like it's remembered the right way?
I think we made very big progress. From at the 30th anniversary, it's just then we began to talk about a femicide, and now we are, as a society, we grow capable of facing not all, but many of the issues raised by what happened in Polytechnique. It was a femicide. It was in a school where there was a big difference between men and female representation. And there's the gun control issues behind that. There's women's violence in Polytechnique, and we are now mature as a society, mature enough to face all those issues. And they are still there, but the dialogue regarding those issues is much more open than what we were able to do 10, 15, or 20 years ago. It takes a long way for a society to heal.
It does. We'll have to leave it there, but I just want to say I'm so glad you feel proud of yourself. You really should be. Your message is so important, Nathalie.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I don't know the correct way to say it. I don't want to seem important, but
no.
You know, when you realize that you still love life, even if it happens, that gives me hope.
It's a beautiful thing. Thank you, Nathalie. Merci.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Thank you. That is Nathalie Provost, Polytechnique Survivor. She's a spokesperson for the gun control group PolySeSouvient.